Hey everybody, this is Courtney Koslick coming at you from not sunny Puerto Rico today. It's actually been really rainy for the past 3 days. A lot of rain, got some flooding. A lot of farmers have some crops washed out. About $3 million worth of lost crops, which is in Espanol. They say no bueno, no bueno. But anyway, what I do have is muy bueno for you. First of all, I want to thank everybody who participated in my local marketing survey. And the results, I was actually, some of them I wasn't surprised, but some of them I was really surprised. And I'm going to let you share with you these statistics in just a moment. And I'm going to give you my spin on these and what I think it really means for you. So with that, let's move right on into one of the first questions. Hello, first question. Now, this first question I thought was really interesting, actually. And actually, when I was looking at some of these, I really wanted to almost reach out to the people and almost do another survey, um, because I'd like to really dig into this a little bit more. Um, because I don't know if the people that answer this, if they're doing marketing part time, or if this is their full time job. Or the other thing I'd really like to know is how long they've been at it. But anyway, this is really interesting. And so one of the takeaways from this that I want to share with everybody watching this video is you are not alone. If you think that the market out there is tough, if you think that there's more competition than ever, and you really need to come up with a way to set yourself apart from everybody else, grow your own authority, you are absolutely correct. And this survey kind of shows that. So one of the questions was, how many current clients do you have? 85% of the people that took this survey said they have less than 10 clients. Now, if you have less than 10 clients, and each client, if you have 5 clients and each client is paying you, $2,000 a piece, well, that's a whole different story, and a whole different ball of wax there. But I've got a feeling that is not the case, just from looking at a lot of the other detailed answers, as far as I've been doing this for a while, haven't been able to make any headway, or I'm just starting to start my local marketing business after buying a bunch of different products and things like that. So I've got a feeling, just from some of the other questions that I'm not going to share with you because they were personal in nature, that the people that have less than 10 clients, they've been at this for a while, and they just haven't really gotten any traction. And there are, there were a handful of people that had, 10 to 20 clients. The other thing I didn't dig into that is, what the average transaction value is, of these 10 to 20 clients are, because I know right now there is, there's a lot of people that are leading with, with a really low offer or tripwire. There's I know some people in the reputation space that are leading with $50 a month offer, and 20 clients times $50 a month, that's still not a lot of revenue stream. So I thought this was really interesting. The next one, and this one I was really surprised too. What services do you offer? 87% of the people that took this survey said they offer video marketing services. And I think that's really great. Video is a great way. You can use video as a foot in the door. One of my first clients was a video marketing. The main service for him was video marketing. I did a 10 by 10 by 4. If anybody is familiar with that, basically you take 20 videos, and then you take the videos and you turn the you get them transcribed, and you turn them into articles and podcasts and things like that. And that's a very effective technique and tactic. So I thought it was really interesting. So 13% said they don't do video marketing. Now this is interesting too. Um, the majority of the people surveyed, they don't do web design. And I know web design, I mean, I still do web design, but only if it is a big project. I don't do the cheap web design, and I know a lot of people. I know there's a lot of different people out there doing, quick and dirty websites. Going on Craigslist, $300, $500, $1,000. I don't do those anymore. I used to, but I don't anymore. When I was starting out, I used to love those things. They were a nice foot in the door. But one of the things that I want to share with you is just because they're a nice foot in the door doesn't always necessarily mean that you are going to get any other services. Now, there's a way that you can, and the way that I have, because basically what happens is it becomes perception. So if you have, let's say somebody comes to you for a website design, okay? Perfect. You do the website, you make your money, whatever it is. And unless you educate the client that you have other services, what's going to happen is you are always going to be known as the web design guy. And website design has almost become a commodity, with everybody being able to do their own sites with Weebly and Wix and GoDaddy and all these different site builders. And so you don't want to become a commodity. And so what happens is, and this has happened to me in the past too, is I do a website for somebody, and then 3 or 4 months later, I'm following up with them, seeing how things are, and I find out that they hired somebody for some SEO or something else, which is totally in my wheelhouse. It's like, and it's like, well, why didn't you come to me? Was I that bad of a provider? I don't think so. What happens is you get labeled into the website guy, and so I have some other things that I want to talk about to get you unlabeled from that website guy. And one of the things that I teach my private coaching students, how to avoid being that SEO guy or the website design guy. Now I thought was interesting too. It was split down right down the middle. 50% do SEO, the other 50% don't do SEO, which I think is pretty interesting. Now, I want to go off on a very okay, it's a little bit more than a minor tangent, about SEO. SEO, if you were doing SEO and if you're leading with SEO, that can be a hard offer to lead with. And I know there's a bunch of people out there that do SEO, full time. There's a bunch of other people, doing coaching and SEO and things like that. And they say, just do this, do this, do this, do this. If that works for them, fantastic. That works for them. But in my experience, what I have discovered is that SEO is really hard to prove the value. What do people want? They don't want to be on page one. They want the results that come from page one. They want their phone to ring. They want more customers through the door. They want more revenue. And unless you have some things in place to actually prove an ROI, then it's going to be very hard. Now, the other thing that I want to mention too, and this is I got to go off on a tangent on this. I just have to. I was having a consultation with somebody yesterday, and they do SEO. They got their client ranked not the first position on the search engines, but it was on page one. They were like right underneath the maps, and they were like third or fourth down. It was for their product and their service and a city and state. And the city and state was a very, very large metropolitan area. And their product and the product that they were selling, their service, also it was a buyer's keyword too. And this individual, was having a difficult time getting them to pay. And what happened was he went in and he promised first page of the search engines, which is fine. I don't agree with that. But the amount that he quoted them was ridiculous. It was $150. That's it, $150 to be ranked on the first page of the search engines in a major metropolitan city. Ridiculous. And the problem was that this client kind of dangled the carrot out there. Have you ever had a carrot dangler where they say, well, if you do this for me, this is really cheap this time, there's going to be more work down the road for you? Don't fall into that trap. Don't fall into the trap. I've done it. Nothing good can come of it. And this guy is like, well, if they said if I can, if I can do this, and then I can do, they'll pay me, $150, $200 for every state. It's like, no. And the problem was, this company, they weren't even paying him the $100 that they owed him, or $150 or whatever it was. That's ridiculous. The problem with SEO, from another standpoint, is you don't control the search engines. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that we can do where we can almost guarantee things like that. But you've got, these guys are getting, the business owners are getting bombarded with sharing your local Google specialist, and everybody's promising to be on the first page of the search engines. And there are a lot of scammers out there, and you don't want to be lumped in with a scammer. So one way not to be lumped in with a scammer is, if you're doing SEO, you need to be able to prove your rankings. You need to be able to prove your ROI. And how do you prove your ROI? Well, you actually have to have access to their analytics, and you need to be tracking things. You need to be you need to know what the actual pay-per-click amount is. So as an example, I was doing video marketing. The same applies to video marketing too. How can you prove an ROI for video marketing? I was doing a video marketing campaign. I did one video. I did a number of videos for this guy, but I've got one video. It's still ranked on the first page of the search engines organically, not on YouTube, but organically, and it is for a keyword that people are looking for all the time. This video has over 50,000 views. And if you take that keyword that this video is ranked for and put it and do, and see how much it's worth, that keyword is actually, if they were to buy that keyword from Google, that would be a $9 to $11 keyword based on different market fluctuations. So take 50,000 times, we'll just, round it out to 10. Okay, 50,000 times 10. That is the value, based on the views that this particular client has received from that one video. And that's what you need to do too with your SEO. You need to do things like that. You need to prove it. So if you're going to do SEO, don't do it so cheap. I mean, the other thing too is it took you guys a long time to learn, if you do the SEO, just to keep up with all the changes. I mean, there's changes all the time. There's I think last time I read, there's on average of 352 algorithm changes to the search engines every year. That's almost one a day. I mean, some of them are bigger than others, like Penguin, Panda, Farmer, things like that. And so even if you're charging, and this, going back to this one gentleman, I mean, it was, he's $150. And asked him, how long it takes. Well, not long. It took me, 15, 20 hours. And so he was actually valuing his net worth at, $10 an hour. That's ridiculous. Don't do it. Don't do it. And my advice, and I don't know if he took it or not, my advice was to talk to the client and say, look I ranked you. I did what I want, what you wanted. Pay me what you owe me, and then walk away and go find somebody else who is going to value what you bring to the table. All right, now here's the next thing that I want to mention too is pay-per-click. So 27% of you don't do pay-per-click, and 73% do. Now, what you might be thinking is like, oh, geez, I never even thought about that. And I'm going to go into something a little bit more in more detail in just a minute about multiple streams of income and what I learned. So, yeah, what the heck, we'll just do it here. So, one of the things I was talking with somebody a couple months ago, I think it was maybe 2-3 months. I just released my my six-figure telesales blueprint product, and I was talking with somebody who had some questions, and they ended up not investing in that. And I was kind of curious because this person, they pretty much buy everything that I put out with, that I come out with, and the answer that I got was, well, I have too much other stuff I'm doing right now. I'm learning. I just invested in a PPC course. And I said, oh, that's cool. Multiple streams of income, right? Yep, multiple streams of income. Yep, multiple streams of income. So this is what I want to mention about the multiple streams of income. Okay, and I'm gonna do a follow up video to this because this is getting to be a long video as it is right now. I might even break this down into a two-parter here just to make it easier for you guys to digest. But this is something that a lot of local marketers get bogged down with, as they think multiple streams of income. Something will come out with, pay-per-click, directories, whatever it might be. It's like, hey, I don't do this. I want to add this. This will be one more revenue stream. Well, the problem with that is it dilutes your focus. And so, what happened with this particular individual? They spent the next 2-3 months learning how to do PPC when they could have been spending the next month learning sales, because ultimately it still comes down to making the sales. And so if anybody ever came to me and I offer PPC, but I don't do it myself. But if everybody came to me and said, hey, do you do PPC? Sometimes if you say no, you will actually gain more respect from the client because you don't look at like you do everything. Or what you can do is you can reach out to people in different groups and say, hey, I've got a client. Can you handle a PPC campaign for me? Hire them to do it, and then either get a commission for a referral, or see if they'll do it on your behalf and do the reports and white label their service. There's a bunch of different ways to do this, but you really don't want to dilute your offerings too much, and I see it happening all the time. Now this is interesting too. Social media, 53% yes, 47% no. And once again, this can be kind of a difficult and a tricky situation to deal with. Same thing with PPC. Directories, woohoo! 53% of the people do directories. 47% of the people, they don't do directories? Come on, man, what's up with that? Do the directories. The directories are great. But yeah, just button your chops if you don't. But yeah, directories are really a great foot in the door way to do things like that. Mobile apps. This kind of surprised me a little bit. So 20% said yes, 80% said no. Now, I am going to go out on a limb and say if I was to do this same survey 3-4 years ago, the numbers for the yeses would be a little bit higher because there was a big surge in mobile apps. Everybody had a mobile app at one time. I saw people doing, getting mobile apps for ridiculous things. And if you are selling mobile apps, once again, I want to put you in the same category as the people selling SEO and websites. Don't undersell it. I know that there are a lot of different app makers out there. There's different things out there where you can, cut and paste and make a basic app for, um, you know, couple $100, whatever it might be, maybe even less, and then you sell it for, $300-400. There is a company. I know the owner of a company, and just for fun, a couple of years ago, um, I got a quote for an app from him, and it was a really really basic app. It was for a doctor's office. They just wanted to send push notifications for scheduling, and then about twice a month they wanted to just send some push notifications about special events and some educational content, things like that. Really, really simple to do. The quote that I got from these guys, he said, well, we really need to sit down and really discuss what you really need. But off the top of my head, it's going to be at the low end, 10,000, at the high end, 20 to 25,000. Now, granted, that's a big range, between 10 and 20. That's double the budget. But come on, guys, $10,000 to develop a mobile app. Now, I'm not saying go out and if you have some software that you can whip up a mobile app in, 5 minutes to go out and charge $10,000, but you need to charge what it's worth. And you need to establish yourself as a professional, as an expert, and you need to value your education and your time. So here's the next thing that I want to go into is lead generation pay-per-call. And this one did not surprise me because I know recently there's been a couple of trainings and some offers going around for lead gen in the pay-per-call niche. But one of the things that I want to caution you about this is you need to be very, very careful about what niches that you're going into. Because in some niches, if you are going after medical, in the medical field, by doing pay-per-call, you could be in violation of HIPAA laws. And what that means is that you could be putting your client, if he's a doctor, you could be putting their license in jeopardy. And so you need to be very, very careful about what markets that you are in when you do this. And that's why, if you haven't, this is something else that I would have liked to put a question in. Do you have a niche, or are you just kind of going everywhere? I've got a couple of different niches, and because I'm in a couple of different niches, I'm established as an expert. And not only that, I can charge more because I know what the market is worth, and I know what a client and a customer is worth to them. Now this one I thought was really interesting too. Email marketing. 20% said yes, 80% said no. This is one thing where if you're not, I always talk about I just went on my rant about multiple streams of income and said, hey, don't do it. This is kind of one thing where I think email marketing should be added to the mix as an overall consultation thing. But at the same time, email marketing, unless you know how to do it, it can be a tough sell because you have to look at it what the client sees. The client sees that you as email marketing, they think of email marketing as I'm writing an email and I'm sending an email out to my list. That's it. Oh, I can do that. I can have my secretary do that. We're now email marketing. We don't need to, pay anybody for email marketing. Well, let me tell you this. A number of years ago, there was a seminar taught about email marketing, and that seminar sold for $10,000. And so you tell me that there's not a need for email marketing and that people are willing to pay for email marketing, because there's a lot to it. There's a lot more to it. I don't have time to go into everything about it, how I do it, my thoughts on it, and how I get email marketing clients. But that is something that I think if you can figure out how to get people and add a little bit extra revenue to that, I think you're going to be very well off. So the next thing is direct mail, and I'm not surprised at this one at all. Not one bit at all. Only 3% said they do direct mail. 97% said no. Direct mail, obviously, this was a survey, focusing, targeting, online marketers, internet marketers. So, but one of the things that I learned from one of my mentors, Dave D, is one of the prospect that is going to have the highest value is you actually generate leads offline and then you follow up with them online, compared to generate leads, online and follow up with them online. Now, at the same time, if you take those leads that are generated online, and if you have a high enough value product or service that you can afford to do a direct mail campaign, you are going to kill it. You're going to kill it. But once again, direct mail, there's a lot to learn. You need to learn copywriting. You need to learn how to not only copywriting, effective copywriting. I've seen some really bad copywriting, and it's just bad. And I'm not knocking it, but I've been doing direct mail copy since the late 70s, not late 70s, 90s. I started getting into learning copywriting about 95, 96, right around there. So it is something that is a great skill. And if you add copywriting to your mix, I think you will. Well, I know you're going to see some greater results to that. Consulting. 40% of the people said yes, 60% said no. This one actually kind of surprised me, because what you really need to do is, I mean, let me put it this way. It's like, for the 60% of the people that said no, it's almost like, somebody calls you up, hey Courtney, hey, what's going on? Hey, I need a website. Okay, fine, I'll make you a website. 5 pages, travel website, whatever, sure, fine. I mean, if that's all you're doing is if you're just taking orders, well, then I can see that. But what you need to do is you need to become a consultant. You don't know what the person really needs, you know what they want. But I think that's where a lot of people are struggling with some of these things, is because with the revenue, they're not maximizing and they're not building that relationship. They're not becoming that trusted advisor. Where they're going in and say, okay, I start as a website, and then while you're having those website discussions, like, okay, you need to get this website ranked, so we can do some SEO, we can do some direct mail for some, to drive people to your landing page, to get them, a downloadable, consumer guide or whatever it might be. Consulting is really important, and there is a very specific way that I do consulting, and it's kind of and the beautiful thing about it is you can do it. You don't need to do it face to face. I mean, one of the people that took the survey, one of their challenges was they have a hard time closing people face to face, or they don't know what to say. I have a script that I use for consulting, and I use it for consulting when I'm doing in telesales. It's part of my six-figure telesales blueprint, and I use it. I basically use this kind of the same script, superscript when I'm doing stuff in a face-to-face situation. You're having a conversation with the person, and you're finding out what their challenges are and how you can fix those challenges and how you can address those. And that's really all consulting is. It's just having a conversation with people. It's just like, we're talking right now. I'm just talking to you. But I thought that was really interesting. And something else too that you can also do, which I know a lot of people, are doing, is you're giving away the farm. You're giving away too much information. When you do consulting, you might want to consider charging for your consulting. And if you do consulting, you don't want to give away too much information. I was one of my Facebook friends the other day. Just went on a mini rant about how she had a consultation with somebody, and she told them, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. And next thing you know, she's following up with them, and they go, "Oh no, we really appreciate your help and all your advice. We found somebody who will do it cheaper, or we're doing it in-house." This exact same thing happened to me. I was brought in to do some consulting. It was for a number of different companies. I gave them a lot of information. I gave them too much information where they actually went in and were able to do it in-house. So if I would have streamlined my approach better, that would have turned into probably a minimum of $100,000 a year client. There's a lot of money to be made just in consulting, but not only that, by doing it properly and using that to get more clients. And this is something else that I thought was really kind of interesting too, is do you offer info products to your clients? 23% said yes, 77% said no. Info products can be a really nice extra revenue stream. Take the directories for instance. So one of the things that I do with the directories is I've got the directory domination. I also have a product with the authorship rights for that, where basically what it is, it's the directory domination product, except it's all client facing. I take about all the stuff about how to sell the directories and some of the things like that, and a lot of the more technical things just so they can go out and do it themselves. So if I've got somebody that says, well, once again, the directories is all about positioning. And if I come up with somebody that says, well, you know what, I think that it sounds like all you're really doing is just, putting my name in a bunch of directories. I can do that myself. I mean, I did my own Yelp listing. I can, do that. That is a place where you can go and say, perfect. Well, I've got this product that I think can really help you. It will save you a lot of time. It's only, $20. Let me send you some information. Now, the other thing about this too is you can get more money by selling info products to local or your offline clients than you can in the traditional model. So, as an example, got JVZoo, the Warrior Forum, ClickBank, all these different places where you can get these $7, $10 products. What you can do, you can actually take, and I've got actually have a product that I teach this thing called the 10K PLR Blueprint, where you can actually take this and take some different things with PLR, or create your own product, and what you would normally sell for $10 on JVZoo or Warrior Forum or ClickBank or whatever, you can take that product, add a little bit more information to it, and you can sell it to local clients for $50, $75, $97, whatever it is. I've taken some PLR that I've created that I sell, to you guys for, not much. But I've taken that thing, I've added some more stuff to it, and I sell that product to my, to businesses for $47 and for $97. And if you are doing any type of advertising, PPC, Facebook ads to drive people to get them signed up for your list, that's a great way to liquidate some of those ads and to actually turn some of your ad spend into an actual ROI, which is actually really cool if you do it right. So those are some of my insights. I hope you found some great information. And one of the things that I want to also mention is, I know that we're coming up with Thanksgiving. I'm very thankful that everybody's watching this video, that you are a customer of mine. I'm very appreciative of you purchasing my products, and I'm appreciative of the friendship. If we've, some of the people are watching, we've become pretty good Facebook friends and whatnot. And I don't do this a lot, but this is something that I want to make you aware of. 2017 is just around the corner, and there is a big misconception that business slows down in December. It doesn't. December is when you need to put your pedal to the metal. You need to put your foot on the accelerator, finish strong, and then move into 2017 even stronger. I do a lot of consulting, and in some particular niches. And in some of these niches, I get, a good chunk of change for my one-on-one consulting. What I'm doing for just a handful of people, and by handful of people, I mean 5 to 10 in the local marketing niche. I want to give back to people. If you're interested, I am doing one-on-one coaching. It's not group coaching. You're going to get me on a one-on-one level for the next 60 days. If you want to learn more about that, go to this link right down here, calendly.com/Courtney K/30 minutes. Book some time, and I will be glad to share with you how I can help you grow your business. And if you're not at that 10 client level, we're going to get you there. We're going to get you there faster than you've ever imagined. And it doesn't take much. I've got a specific process that I do, and it's actually pretty cool. So feel free to book some time with me. I normally charge for some consultation, but I'm not this time. Have a great Thanksgiving, and once again, I've got some other stuff that I want to share with you, some other cool videos that I'm making. But in the meantime, have a great day. Thanks, guys.